harder, shit, it turned me to a clown. Remember on the back of Jackson. They say fuck them, they wasn't on your dick when you was down. Trust them in my back, it turned me harder, shit, it turned me to a clown. Remember on the back of Jackson. They say fuck them, they wasn't on your dick when you was down. Trust them in my back, it turned me harder, shit, it turned me to a clown. Remember on the back of Jackson.
Oh, what's good, y'all? Back with another episode of Lockdown with Lefty, man. On the road to 3,000 subscribers, man. We lit. We gonna get into the latest controversy of the boxing world, man. Ain't too much been going on, but we gonna get into who ducked. Was it a duck, man, between Brian Norman Jr. and Boots Ennis, man? As we know, they both welterweight champions. Uh, they both on the same level. I mean, they both got one belt at welterweight. I'm not saying level as skill wise. I'm saying they both champions at welterweight. Um, they both, still waiting to get that big signature win on their resume. Um, like I said, I'm not talking about skill wise. As of right now, I'm talking about just belts won. People on their resume. So the story goes, I would like to see this fight too, but the story goes, Boots and Brian Norman Jr. You know, they want to fight each other. I want to see the fight. Everybody want to see the fight. I mean, they sent contracts to Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios declined. They sent contracts to Stanionis. He declined. So the fight to make is Brian Norman versus Boots. They sent a contract to Brian Norman for 750,000. Uh, they kind of offer and say, nah, we're gonna need 2.8 million. Uh, as we all know, Adrian Clark uh is the promoter for Brian Norman Jr. He also worked with Errol Spence Jr. For the Terrence Crawford fight. So he got some experience, but Eddie Hearn hit back at them and said, definitely not. Hell no. We'll give y'all 1.7, take it or leave it. And, you know, the 750,000, I could get why they kind of offered, because you still got to pay sanctioning fees, still got to pay, top ranks, still got to pay trainers, all them expenses and fees, man. He wouldn't have made much money from that fight. And it's a high risk, high reward fight for Brian Norman for sure. I mean, Bruce Ennis, uh, super crazy skills, could switch it, uh, power in both hands, crazy athletic. He got that dog in him, so it's high risk, high reward. But basically, Brian Norman Jr. and his team just wanted to be able to pay the sanctioning fees. If you fight for a title, you pay 3% of 3% of your purse go to the belt, the sanctioning body. So let's just say, like Canelo Alvarez or Usyk or somebody who was undisputed, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, they had to pay 3% to four different sanctioning bodies. So 12% of their pay went to sanctioning bodies. That's a lot. So they Brian Norman Jr. really counter offered to get more money so he could pay his sanctioning fees. And that was that. Do I think it was a duck? I don't think it was a duck. But it is looking like it, because that was your highest pay. That was going to be your highest pay ever. Uh I saw reports saying Brian Norman Jr. only made like 200,000. That's the highest he ever made. So 750,000 would have been way more than enough, and 1.7 million would have been, man, what, almost way more than what he ever made. Um, and that was the fight to make, bro. Nobody want to see Boots versus Karen too, bro. Boots made Karen run that whole first fight. And that was the fight to make at 147, bro. Like, to unify. That's the thing that the UFC kind of have over boxing. It's one title, bruh. Like that's what we trying to get to, man. One face, one name, one title. Everybody unify, and that'll give us the best of the best. The champions are the best of the best at their weight class. Y'all fight it out, man. And let's just put it to the test who the best. And it's a crazy backstory because they sparred multiple times. Boots dropped Brian Norman Jr. with a body shot and sparring. And then as they kept sparring and kept getting older and kept getting familiar with each other, the sparring turned from Boots whooping on Brian Norman Jr. to it being actual good work for Boots. So that's another, thing that go into it. So that's what I look at. I think that'll be a good fight, bro. That's the fight that I want to see. Do I think it was a duck? No. I think sometimes business get in the way in boxing, bro, and that's what I hate. When people be like, it not in this case, but when people be like, "Oh, he on the other side of the street, he got to come on this side of the street, or he with the wrong promotional company." I hate when that interfere with big fights and fighters in their prime, or fighters when they young, bro, because we don't get to see the best fights. Like people would be like, "Oh, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather happened too late. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence happened too late." I like to see fights when the fighters in their prime, or when they still young. So, I don't think it was a duck. I think it was financial reasons. I mean, Boots still got to fight Karen now. That's horrible. Nobody want to see that. I definitely don't want to see that. That's a horrible fight. Um, like I said, in my opinion, bruh, Boots one of the boogeymans of boxing, bruh. Kind of along with David Benavidez, man. Nobody want to fight him. Nobody want to fight Boots. So like I said, I think Boots should drop the belt and move up to super welterweight. He should move up to 154 and really put some pressure on Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Fundora, all of them fight Tim Tszyu. Like put some pressure on them guys. Like I said, I think the two cash cow are just the two best divisions to be at right now is 135 and 154. 135 they got Tank Davis, Shakur, Lomachenko, Zapata, Keyshawn Davis, Abdullah Mason, man, Kid Austin, man, um Andy Cruz, 135 is stacked. They got some young, hungry people that's coming up that's gonna be champions one day. 154, man, like I said, it's stacked. It got Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Israel Madrimov, um, Keith Thurman was even finna fight that Fundora, Erickson Lubin, man, Boots if he move up, he can if he want to. And Virgil Ortiz, man, they got some dogs on 154. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Did Brian Norman Jr. duck? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Back with another episode of Lockdown with Left. We on the road to 3,000 subscribers. And I'm out. Peace.
They say fuck them, they wasn't on your dick when you was down. Twist them in my back and turn my heart. That shit, it turned me to a clown. Remember on the back.